Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining today, and thank you very much to Parta and Sharon obviously for organising this fantastic bingo. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lucy Pez and I am the Marketing Executive for Australia's Northern Territory. So for a bit of respite of thinking and talking about COVID all day, I want to transport you to the Northern Territory to show you some of the beautiful places we'd all rather be right now. Number one is, I can just make this work, sorry. Sipping cocktails at sunset in Darwin. Darwin is obviously our wonderful capital city, and it's really famous for our dramatic orange sunsets. Lola's Pergola is on the marina, and it's a great place for drinks at sunset. Another one of our favourite activities at sunset is to go to Mindle Beach sunset markets and grab some food from one of the many food stalls, hop over to the beach and enjoy the sunset with a delicious dinner and drinks. Number two is sitting beneath a waterfall at Litchfield National Park. So Litchfield National Park is just an hour's drive from Darwin. It's really a hidden gem in the Northern Territory, very much where the locals hang out and a great place to go for a day and a swim, a relax, and to really explore. Which brings me to our first bingo number, which is 26. Did you know that there are over 26 beautiful national parks in the Northern Territory? So there is so much space to see the lovely nature and wildlife we have to offer, and so much space to play and explore. The next place I would rather be is swimming in Gunlon Pool. So this is one of the most beautiful spots, in my opinion, in the Northern Territory. So it's in Kakadu National Park, which is the largest national park in the whole of Australia. So it really is absolutely massive. It's got plenty of space to play and explore, and Gunlon Pool is the perfect place to just sit back and relax and enjoy the view. And our next bingo number is bingo number 2. So I actually have 2 facts about the NT that involves the number 2. So number one is there are 2 distinct seasons in the Northern Territory. We've got the dry season and the tropical summer. April to October is the dry season, and you'll find the days are warm and sunny and the nights are slightly cooler. And then November to March is the tropical summer. So the temperatures remain constant, but the humidity is higher and the monsoon rains do arrive. And although it might rain, this does mean that the wildlife is really active. The plant life is in full bloom, it's very green, and there is waterfalls. The waterfalls are really in full flow. So it's actually a really beautiful time to visit. Plus, you can usually secure cheaper hotel rates. There's more availability and there's less crowds. And then my fact number 2 about the number 2 is that we split the Northern Territory into 2 regions when talking about it as a destination. So we've got the top end, which, as you can see in this map, consists of Darwin, Kakadu, Arnhem Land and Katherine, and then the red centre, which is made up of Tennant Creek, Alice Springs and Uluru. So the top end is very green, it's very tropical, and it completely contrasts with the red centre, which consists of red desert and really unique rock formations. So the next place I would rather be is relaxing in Bitter Springs. So Bitter Springs can be found just south of Katherine, and it's set amongst palms and tropical woodlands, and it's made up of spring-fed thermal pools which have a natural current, so you can literally just get in, lie back and relax and drift around in crystal clear water. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And the next place I would rather be is hiking the Kings Canyon Rim Walk. So Kings Canyon is a 300-meter high sandstone wall in the red centre. It's like a few hour drive from Uluru. There's a 6-kilometer walk around the rim, which is hence the name, the Kings Canyon Rim Walk. And it has really, really stunning views across the desert, and also the opportunity to see rare indigenous plants in the centre of the canyon in a rock hole called the Garden of Eden. Which brings me on to my next bingo number 63. So the popular walking trail called the Jack Buller Trail is nearly 63 kilometers long. This trail is a one-way walk departing from Nitmaluk Gorge in the top end and finishing at the stunning Edith Falls. Moving on to the next place we'd all rather be is enjoying delicious food at Mindle Beach Sunset Markets. So I mentioned them earlier. They are one of the most famous street markets in Darwin and a very popular choice for visitors. There are over 60 food stalls and they have a complete range of cuisines. So they've got Japanese, they've got Indonesian, they've got Greek and tons more. It's also a great place to buy local souvenirs. And one of our favorite evening activities is to buy food from the market and go and eat it on the beach whilst watching one of Darwin's famous sunsets that I mentioned earlier. Somewhere else I'd rather be, especially this morning, taking a hot air balloon ride at sunrise in Alice Springs. It is, you get up super early and it really is an unforgettable way to view the outback. So you get up early, begin the ascent just as the morning light begins to illuminate over the McDonald Ranges. And it's so beautifully tranquil. You can see for miles across the desert. You can just really appreciate the remoteness of the area. Which brings me on to bingo number 55. So it takes no more than 55 minutes to fly from Alice Springs to Uluru. In fact, it takes quite a bit less than that, but my number was 55 and I had to find a good fact. The next place we'd all rather be is driving between Alice Springs and Uluru. I mean, I think that self-drive will be such a popular activity going forward. People will want the freedom to go where they want, when they want, especially when they go on holiday. And the Northern Territory has some really easy driving routes, which will take you to all the best places that you should see when you're in the NT. So driving from Alice Springs to Uluru is part of the Red Centre Way driving route. So you start in Alice Springs and you can drive to Uluru in about 5 hours. And then you can drive onto Kings Canyon, do the Kings Canyon Rim Walk in a big loop before coming back to Alice. We suggest taking about 5 days for this trip and taking a 4-wheel drive if you want to do the whole round loop. We also have a main driving route in the top end called the Nature's Way driving route. And that links up Darwin, Kakadu and Katherine. And we suggest taking 5 or 6 days for this route. So really easy to self-drive around the Northern Territory. Which brings me on to bingo number 38. So it just takes over 38 minutes to drive from Uluru to Katajuta. So Katajuta, or more commonly known as the Olgas, is a group of large domed rock formations about 40 kilometers west of Uluru. It's absolutely stunning. Just like Uluru, it's stunning. It's completely ancient. There's a lot of cultural and spiritual significance around the area. Definitely, if you're visiting Uluru, you've got to visit Katajuta. Most tours will include a trip out there, or you can very easily self-drive. Sunrise and sunset is absolutely incredible. Some people think even better than at Uluru, so it's a must-see. And the next place I'd rather be is riding camels at sunset. Saddle up for sunset and you can spend a leisurely hour meandering through the rich red sands, watching Uluru and Katajuta change colours as the sun slips out of view. And the final, but I mean, obviously there's so many different things that we'd love to be doing in Northern Territory right now, but my final one is eating an Aussie meal under the stars. So a really popular experience, a dining experience, is called the Sounds of Silence. So it's an evening of dining under the sparkling outback sky. It's completely unique and completely unforgettable. So it begins with canapes and sparkling wine upon a dune top overlooking the Uluru Katajuta National Park. You'll listen to the sound of a didgeridoo as the sun sets and enjoy a delicious bush tucker. That is, what's it called? A tongue twister. A delicious bush tucker inspired menu incorporating native bush ingredients. The evening will end with a resident star talker decoding the night sky. So that's a very brief tour of just some of the stunning places and activities that are available in the lovely Northern Territory. Of course, there are so many more. And if you do want to find out any more about the Northern Territory, please feel free to contact me. Sharon will send out my details after the bingo, and I'd love to hear from any of you. Thank you very much.